What is up, everybody? Gonna be putting another quick video here for you. It was something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I mean, honestly, anything to make the EJs a little bit more reliable, keep those temperatures under control, especially here in Arizona. It's never a bad idea. So again, it's something I've wanted to do for a while. Finally, just pulled the trigger on it. And again, gonna be hopefully finishing all of this off tonight here for you. But anyways, here's what we're putting in. Going to be replacing the radiator hoses with these really beefy silicone ones from Torque Solution. So again, they have really nice thick wall there. I don't know like the layers of them, but again, it's definitely an improvement if you've seen the factory one. So we got the hoses. We got so I'm an idiot. I bought these clamps from TurboSmart, which I've used for the throttle body and the intercooler components in the past. So I bought them, but I completely forgot that this kit already comes with them. So they're actually pretty decent clamps. I might honestly just use these instead of the TurboSmart. Maybe we'll keep that for something else. But again, it comes with the clamps, so no need to buy extras like I did. We got clamps. We got the just OEM Subaru Coolant Thermostat there. Got the little jiggle valve. Don't forget to install that facing up. Again, I've never replaced that. I think the last time we had the engine apart was when the closed deck went in. So, I mean, that was a couple of years ago now. So we got the thermostat. We got the gasket for the thermostat. That's going to be going in. And, of course, the piece I've been wanting to put in for a while, the Killer B water pump inlet. Not an outlet. An inlet goes into the block for, again, the housing itself. So I don't know, I was reading some stuff, I was watching some graphs that Killer B put up. It looks like it definitely flows a lot more than the factory piece. So again, if it helps the EJ stay a little cooler, I'm all for it. So again, we're going to be obviously changing out the housing with this better one from Killer B. Also keep in mind, I'll double check when I have everything apart. They did include new bolts for that. I assume this flange it's going to be a little bit different compared to the OEM piece. So again, I'm assuming that's why they give you new bolts. We'll see when we tear it in there. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going to be going on the car today. Obviously, I just went to an old gallon, but went to the dealership, got a couple of more gallons of the super coolant from Subaru. It is, my God, it's like $30 each, something like that. It's ridiculous. So anyways, let's get onto the car. We're also going to be replacing these bolts for the under tray that I have taken the impact to probably a little bit more times than I'd like to admit. So, my God, this camera sucks at focusing. Anyways, we're going to be replacing those three while we're down there. Whew, yeah, let's get under here. All right. So, you can drain the coolant however you want. Again, I got this big old Mishimoto, I think they call it an X line. I don't know, it's huge. But it does have a drain over here. So you can drain it that way. You can pull off a clamp and then just let it leak. I do have a pan under here, so this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna get covered in coolant either way, but let's get these clamps loose. Should be good enough. And drain the coolant. I'm probably gonna have to shower after this, but that's okay. All right, those are loose. What do you guys think? Left or radiator housing? All right, here we go. I just hope I don't get it all over the camera. Damn. Come on, there we go. Gotta like break it loose. Come on, Barbara. Who's texting me? I'm busy. Oh my God. There it is. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Ugh. So let it drain. Take a nice coolant shower. We'll come back here in a second. Oh my God. So here's a little bit better angle. Again, that's the housing. To take it off, you can see I already loosened it. It's going to be two 10 millimeter bolts. One's going to be right kind of where my middle finger is here on the top, and the bottom one's obviously right here. So let me just go ahead and finish taking that bottom bolt off here. Again, 10 millimeter bolts, almost all the way out here. I've also heard of people, sometimes, depending on obviously how crazy your cooling system is, might be like basically like, I don't know if it's like rusted on or whatever, some maybe buildup. But again, mine came out pretty easy. There is some crap here on the bottom one, but nothing terrible. I've seen way, way worse. So again, take out the two 10 millimeter bolts. That'll remove the housing, take that off. Now the OEM thermostat, again, it does, okay. It should have the gasket as well. This one you should be able to, just pull off and get ready for more coolant, because now you're draining the coolant that's in the block. Oh shit, I forgot about that. God damn, I want to get covered again. Maybe we could do it slowly. It's still going everywhere. Yeah, try to catch coolant and recycle it properly, so, you know, save the sea turtles and the dolphins or whatever, but, oh, there's a lot of coolant behind here. Oh, it's okay. Can you guys see that? All right, cool. Oh, I'm making such a mess in the garage. It's gonna smell scrumptious for days. Should I just pull it? Should I just do the whole thing? Ah! Damn, that's a lot of coolant. It is a fact that closed decks do have double the cooling capacity. That is a stat I just made up. Before you guys go, no it doesn't, bro. Just same shit. Oh my god. Ah! Jesus Christ. So, how much is in there? Should have just not replaced the thermostat, huh? There we go. Go in the pan. Ugh. Come on, baby. I also recommend, this might seem like a no shit, don't do this after driving the car. I know you're gonna let it cool off, but it's still gonna be pretty toasty if you drove it that day, so. I literally haven't fired this thing up, I think, since yesterday? I don't know, but either way. I am covered in this shit, but I think that was the worst of it. So there's the thermostat. Let's see. It looks like I mean, can't really test them unless you put them in like boiling water, but looks pretty good. The gasket's in decent shape. It's not crazy rusted. But this housing in here looks pretty fine. So let's go ahead and throw in the new thermostat with the gasket, and we'll go from there. All right, so just want to do a quick comparison here. So here's what we took off. Here's what's going to be put on. Don't fall, baby. So anyways, here's the OEM housing. I also did lie about the thickness. The Killer B one's actually narrower. So if you look, factory bolt on the right, aftermarket one on the left. The Killer B ones are slightly shorter. So, I mean, in theory, I guess you could run space, or like a spacer or a washer if you wanted to. I'm just gonna use the ones that they provided in the kit, since we know that'll fit perfect, hopefully. So good to go there. But again, here's the housings. Again, the Killer B, I mean, it's just massive all the way around. The OEM one, not so much. It seems like it kind of tapers down too right here. So again, hopefully it'll make a difference. Anything to make these engines run a little cooler, a little better. Again, I'm all for it. So we'll see. But again, here's the difference between the housings. Pretty straightforward. Again, the flanges, they're a little bit different. This one's thicker, this one's thinner. I also did notice that the Killer B housing almost looks like it's a little bit longer too. So I'm sure I'm probably gonna have to trim the lower hose here. So here's the one that came out. Here's the torque solution one. So again, you could see just the diameter of the wall there of both hoses. So this will be a lot better. So, one more thing, the thermostat. So here's the one that I pulled out. Here's the aftermarket, or well, OEM brand new one, I should say, that I'm gonna put in. It literally has the same exact markings. 78 degrees Celsius, I'm assuming it says, NTC. So again, I didn't replace this. It was the shop when the engine was built. So shout out to Snow Performance. It looks like they're using obviously OEM parts there from what I could tell. So again, I figured you could probably just replace the one you have, or reinstall it, I mean. It's not that expensive. I just figured I might as well just get a brand new one in there just for the hell of it, a little bit more safe. So all right, let's get back under there. I think everything's done draining. And yeah, again, I'm sure I'm gonna have to trim this hose. But let's get at least this part back together. So let's get under the car again. All right, hopefully it's a little bit. Let me adjust the light here for you all. Sorry, created a mess down here. All right, maybe the camera can pick that up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, seems about right. So again, let's put the new thermostat on. I just noticed here now with the light, there is a bit of like a recess here, so that's nice. Again, it should seat pretty nicely. Again, make sure you get the gasket as well. But there it is. And again, jiggle valve, make sure that's pointing straight up. 12 o'clock, because again, that's gonna help you with the, or at least passing along trapped air bubbles. So just make sure the jiggle valve is all the way at the top there. Check out the nice header. Oh yeah. So, okay, so the thermostat is back on there. Again, the gasket itself should hold it here, so that's pretty nice. Now, where's the bolts? Here's the Killer B housing we're going to put in. How do I do this here? Oops. Also, if you're wondering, it is a 5mm hex. So, oh God, I don't want to drop in. Hold on a sec. Maybe just do it by hand first. Somehow, I feel like it's all slippery. Okay, I think I'm getting it in there. Possibly, maybe. I'm really curious to see how how much I'm gonna have to trim off that hose. We'll see. We'll do that here next. Okay, so that bolt is kind of on, sort of, kind of. Okay, now let's do the top one. God, if I drop it in the pan of coolant, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, stay. Ah! Where's the hole? Oh, okay. Stay. Can't really see from my angle here. Hold on. And keep in mind, you're going into, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's aluminum. So don't torque it like an asshole. But I think I'm hitting the housing when I'm trying to get this in here like this. I don't know if I might just have to go get a regular Allen key. Please hold. I think I'm gonna have to go do that here. Yeah, I think I'm hitting the housing, so please hold. I'm gonna go get another tool here. Okay, we are back. So again, 5mm. I ended up using just like a regular hex. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's the only way I can get the top bolt going. And again, just be careful, make sure you're not cross-threading anything. Go by hand first. But again, and of course this freaking Allen key is like a little bit too long now. And it's hitting the fan shroud. Oh my God. Okay. Third time's the charm, hopefully. So I found a shorter one. There we go. That one shouldn't hit the shroud. What I'm going to do is actually I'm going to loosen this one a little bit. Whenever you're kind of going into something that's maybe a little bit not even, or there's a gasket in the way, I always try to basically do like, you could do like the star pattern, you know, obviously if it's like a head or something that you're doing, but something like this, I'm just going to like basically do this one a little bit, this one a little bit, this one a little bit. That way it kind of seats on there nice. I don't know if you have to do that, but I don't know. For me, it's just kind of OCD like that. I don't want to just tighten one side all the way and risk maybe the gasket not seating there properly or whatever, but I don't know. Proceed with caution, I guess, with the gasket here. And again, you're going into aluminum, so be careful. Ugh. And I'm gonna hit the top again. I was also checking out Killer Bee's website. I didn't get it from them directly. I got it from Rally Sport Direct. But I want to say too, if you're interested, this housing also comes in black. They do a coating on it. And I saw a couple pictures on the good old internets, and it looks pretty nifty. It looks pretty cool. So again, FYI, if you're in the market for one, obviously you're probably watching this video, you might be. Go to their website directly. They again, they have a couple different options there for you. I think they also sell you like a kit that comes with, I want to say the thermostat too. I know the hose for sure, the lower hose, and you clamp and everything. So again, if you're in the market for one, check it out. Okay, we should be just about done here. I feel like I'm getting more torque on this bottom bolt just because I'm using like the shorter side of the Allen. Let me see if I can do that on the top here. Don't discriminate, guys. And I'm hitting the housing with this one, of course. Damn. Well, let me see if I can do it with the longer side still. I love wearing gloves just because then all that crap doesn't get under your fingernails. I don't mind having dirty hands, but the fingernails feels like it lasts forever. But the shitty thing about gloves, at least for me, I just feel like I don't have as much feel, obviously. I don't feel like I don't know what I'm doing feeling half the time, so in my personal life, I guess as well. All right, I think we're pretty. Have you noticed in the beginning here, there was a gap? And now there really isn't. So again, that's where the gasket is gonna be sealing everything nice and tight, hopefully. And trust me, if you have a coolant leak, once everything's pressurized and you run it a couple times, you'll notice, don't worry. Yeah, I think we're good. Nice and tight. Okay, so next, I am going to, I guess I'm gonna actually maybe put a little bit WD-40 on both the radiator and this housing. Maybe a little bit of synthetic grease or something, I don't know, but just to maybe do just like a quick mock-up. Hopefully see kind of where I'm at, and then if we have to trim the hose, then we will. I've also heard that, so how the OEM one is arranged, they were saying to flip it and then put the, I don't know, maybe it was with the old housing. This is like not their first iteration of the housing, but either way, we'll play around with the lower hose and see if we need to flip it, trim it, whatever. So let me go get it real quick here. All right, well, quick mock-up here. As you can see, the hose is definitely probably way too big. I already have this side on pretty good. Ugh. So yeah, we might have to trim maybe an inch. You can always cut more, you can't cut less. Remember that. Trying to figure out though, do we cut some over here too? Yeah, I think we're gonna have to trim maybe an inch. Because again, keep in mind, the housing's a little bit different now. And also, obviously, the radiator's aftermarket, so it's closer to the engine. So, I mean, obviously, depending on your situation, you might not even have to trim these. And again, these are also torque solutions, so keep that in mind. Put a little bit of white lithium grease to try to make it Jesus Christ, a little bit better. And move this pan hopefully a little bit out of the way. Ugh. Damn, that is on there tight. Maybe need a little bit more lube. Hold on, let me try this here real quick. So we did the mock from the thermostat. Why don't we try to do the same thing, but from the radiator side? You know what I mean? Like, let's try this here. Oof. Yeah, look at that. We're definitely going to have to trim some. Also, trying not to have a kink in here. Definitely, it's going to mess the flow a little bit, so. Yeah, again, kind of weird angles, but I'm going to try to think here. We'll start with an inch, roughly. Because again, we might have to trim both sides. Yeah, we'll start with an inch and go from there. Ugh. All right, we are back. So it's on. I've been trimming actually on both sides, and I actually did end up flipping it, and I feel like it fits a little bit better. So again, it's on. It's a little bit kinked right here. So what I'm gonna do is, I like this right here. It's all the way up against the radiator too. The end of the outlet here, it's like right there. So again, we have plenty of material to clamp onto. But again, tiny bit of a kink here. So I'm gonna trim maybe just another about ½ an inch on this side here, allowing us to push this side of the hose a little bit further towards the inlet there. Hopefully getting rid of a little bit of this kink here. But again, pretty damn close. I'm gonna trim it just a little bit there, and that should do it. So if you're wondering, I ended up trimming about this much off of each side. And again, I got it to fit, but I'm still gonna trim it just a tiny bit more. I I guess I could. I'm trying to think here. I think this is gonna be our best bet. Just trim a little bit right here and it should get rid of that kink. Again, it's not too bad. Not to mention, once it's pressurized, it'll probably be okay, but let's see, the inlet comes up to there. So again, you just wanna make sure you have enough material to still clamp onto. Because again, you can cut more, can cut less. So another quick revision here and that should do it. Alrighty, check it out. What do you guys think? Again, trim this side a little bit. I did tighten this down already. Let's see, yeah, there's still plenty of material all the way around. Also, if you're noticing all this white crap I just put everywhere. Again, if you love her, lube her. A little white lithium grease was the move here, because again, we're mocking, we're moving shit around, we're pulling it off, mocking it up again, so make your life a little bit easier there for you. So again, I like this. The kink is literally pretty much non-existent there. I like it. But again, at least in my situation, yours might be different. I also said goodbye to the gloves. I couldn't do it anymore. Again, depending on kind of where your engine's sitting, maybe your radiator, you might not have to trim it as much, but I, again, did end up having to trim it. There's more on the table over there, so like 3-4 times before I got it right. So again, you might have to trim it a little bit, but again, take your time. I mocked it up, I think 4-5 times. Again, take a little bit of time off, mock it, keep doing it till it fits nice. So I am very happy with that fitment there. That looks nice. Again, the two bolts are nice and snug. Let's go ahead and tighten this clamp down. And we'll move up to the front or the top, and we'll do the top hose also. That one's also not that fun because again, the radiator is so damn big that I end up having to cut a lot of it off. And in the top, not an issue down here, but in the top, I end up having to, you'll see it. I have a zip tie on the top hose just so that I avoid having it rub with anything. I'm just paranoid about that. And who knows, maybe I can trim it a little bit better than the OEM one, because again, when this radiator went on, it was just too damn big for the hose sizes. So where's my, here we go. Let's tighten this down. And again, up here, be mindful of where the end of the radiator is. That way you can clamp it accordingly. Oh, fuck, come on, stay. I'm trying to tighten it down, but then the clamp is moving on me here, damn it. Also, these clamps, if you're wondering, I'm using a 7mm. And on the clamp itself, again, for reference, it says 32 to 50mm. So again, if you need some clamps for your radiator hoses, there's the size. 32 to 50mm should do it. Okay, I like that. Pretty nice and snug here. And again, it's silicone, so just be mindful of the clamps too. Again, these ones from Torque Solution are pretty solid, but you know, just regular warm clamps with the little spaces, the cutouts, if you will. Sometimes, depending on how tight you have these on, it will start cutting into the hose itself. So again, just be mindful of that. These, like I said, are pretty damn good, so I'm just gonna use them. And again, as long as you're not taking this on and off a ton, shouldn't really hurt the hose too much there. So that'll pretty much do it for the bottom here. I don't think I'm gonna film this, but I'm gonna also drain the oil because we're at that 6-month mark. I've driven the car, I think maybe 1,000 miles since the last oil change, but Oh, screw it. I'm just going to change it anyway, so while I'm down here. Plus, I'm on ethanol, so it's never a bad idea to change the oil. But again, that looks pretty good. The housing's looking good. I'm going to take a couple pictures and we'll move on here. So now we are at the top here. I feel like we're going to have to trim this one quite a bit as well. So, I think there's a clamp back there. I can't remember what type it is, but either way, we're going to take this top one off as well. You can see I even have some zip ties here. Oh boy, you know, there we go. But anyways, we're going to tackle that one here next. Then we should be pretty much good to go. All right, well, we're pretty much done here. We got the top hose also installed. Again, same thing, similar to the bottom one. I also had to trim a bunch of it off. So again, just take your time with it. Trim, mock until you get it perfect. This one, oh, come on, let's see if I can focus. I ended up having to trim the housing here on the fans to clear the hose. Again, I should have done it with the factory hose was also rubbing slightly. Wasn't enough to cut through it, but again, it's just peace of mind. Again, I ended up just trimming it a tiny bit. Not the fans, just again the housing a tiny bit just to clear. But again, everything is on, mocked up, everything's tight now. Yeah, we're pretty much done. Again, just gotta burp the system here, and we should be good to go. Yeah, so I'll do hopefully a quick follow-up here in a little while. I'm gonna again fill it up, burp the system. That's gonna take a while, but yeah, do that, go for a little drive. I'm gonna have the access port in there, just making sure all the temps are good as well, obviously, but yeah, we're pretty much done here. I'm gonna let this thing kind of, come on. Again, there's a bunch of her in the system and I haven't even fired up the car, so I'm gonna kind of just let it, I don't know, gravity fill or whatever, just for a little bit. Obviously, we're going to fire up the car in a little while, just to, again, get it all burped. I like to turn on the heater in the car as well, just to kind of cycle that also through the heater cord and those lines over there. Obviously, it's also coolant, so yeah. My battery's about to die. I don't know if I'm going to get to do that here on camera, but again, pretty much, I mean, you know what you're doing here. Just burp the system, let it come up to temperature without the pressure cap on. Again, I use this tool. I absolutely love it. Once it's filled and you notice there's no more air bubbles coming out of your system, you can just cap it off, lift the whole thing off, and again, it's pretty, it's not a big mess, which I love. So again, we're just gonna let this kind of sit there for a little bit, keep topping it off every about 10-15 minutes. Fire up the car, do like a final burp with the car actually running, obviously. You don't want to just do this. And yeah, we'll go for a drive. I'm honestly going to have to drive the car a couple of times to see the temps, really. Maybe I'll do some data logging there as well. But yeah, again, just make sure there's no leaks. Yeah, we should be good to go. Just, again, burp the system. Keep an eye on those temps. Make sure there's no leaks, and you should be done. So again, if you're watching, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, just something I wanted to do for a while. I wanted to put a little quick video for you guys. It's not really that hard. It's honestly really straightforward. I think the hardest part was just trimming the hoses. Obviously, your situation might be a little different, but with the radiator here just being as big as it is, we definitely had to make some adjustments, both on the hoses and, like I showed you, just trimming the shroud itself a little bit too. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked it there. So appreciate it. Thank you.